Good morning, everyone. This is Dan from Dano's Trains. I was making some scenery yesterday, and it's still wet here, and I've got a bit off to the side right in here. This here scenery, which you're getting a glimpse of at the corner, was made out of homemade flock, out of sawdust. Matter of fact, all this is sawdust here. And on the mountain area is all sawdust also. It's the only way that I could afford to start covering this layout. Now, I bumped into one tutorial that showed how to make flock out of sawdust. I've made I've made 7 buckets of different tones, greens to orange to brown, and it allows me to cover all this diorama for pennies. So I'm happy about that. Now, I'm not going to move you here for a few minutes because I got my iPad strapped to a paint can to get this angle so I can show you how I'm finishing off this tunnel area. So I'm going to try not to cover my cows with glue or my sheep, and I've got a couple of people down here attending to them, right? Okay, I've got a bunch of these little fake trees on here. I just hot glued them in place for now, just so it kind of it's inspirational to get the motivation to keep on going. Because sometimes you come to a standstill and you just don't think you're getting ahead. So I've glued in the second section of track. You can just see it here. Where am I here? So I wanted to commit that track to here so I can finish doing the scenery over there. And what I'm using here, and I'm going to show you, it's nothing new. This is a homemade static machine. Okay, the unit's inside. I have 12-volt battery on the floor and I'm operating it. And this is my sifter head. And of course this is make the contact so you can make everything stand on end. Now, to my surprise, I did do a lot of testing, and the static grass will stand up on end using your static machine, just like store-bought static grass. The only thing is, flock is flock and grass is grass. So I've ordered some grass, 5 and 6 mil grass, to highlight certain areas on the diorama, because let's be honest, for the cost of the grass, it's expensive. So instead of trying to cover this whole mountain with grass like some people do, I can't do that. I have a bit here. These dark spots are grass. In here is all grass. All down here is grass. But at $35 to $60 a container, I can't cover this mountain with grass. And I don't think it needs to be totally covered in grass anyway. Even though there's areas I would like to put some, which I will be doing. I've ordered a small combo pack that gives you 6 different colors, and we'll see how that works out. So right now, I'm going to turn around and cover this with glue. I'm going to take my homemade static machine, which I think cost me $40 for the component inside. I thought I was coming. Give me 1 second, and I believe I know where the other unit is. Yeah. So basically, what's inside my box is one of these. So obviously, you're going to be sticking your 12-volt power here, and your static effect comes out here. So these 2 leads, red and white, produce the static, which you attach to whatever it is you want to use. Now, you can use a giant sifter that you would use in a kitchen. You would attach your white wire to the cage. And then you would take, obviously, the red wire to complete your circuit at the other end, which you would use to move it around, causing that electrical effect that makes grass stand up on end on your glue. So I've seen some really fancy stuff on YouTube. They're using Wes systems and Scenic systems, and they're all good money. And now they work by battery, from what I understand. Now this one here originally worked by battery. I converted it. The problem with it, I found, was a 12-volt power has more energy to expel through the unit, and gives you a heck of a lot better effect. It works a lot better with more power, is what I'm saying. So by using this and using a 12-volt battery, I'm using a motorcycle battery. So it's, you know, I don't know, it weighs, what, 12 pounds? And I can move it around anywhere I want. It's actually on the floor underneath me right now. And it gives that little extra power, and it gives a better effect with the static grass, standing it up on end, okay? It actually covers a larger effect, a larger area than a battery-operated unit. So I'm just sharing that with you. So if you give me 1 second here, I'll locate my glue. Now I found something new. Clear glue. Believe it or not, I did not know that they make clear glue. So I'm gonna try this. This thing was $1.50 at the dollar store. I find so many good little deals at the dollar store. Okay, so anyway, this is my white glue container. Yeah. And I'm going to use this clear glue on this today to see how the flock will stick. And it only takes a few minutes to do this, which I will do with you right now. I'd like to thank the subscribers who subscribe to my channel here. Dog's going crazy. And the chicken's going nuts. Listen, can you hear the chicken? He's a really funny chicken. He's a very noisy chicken. So I'm going to take this glue here. I'm going to soak it all out. It spreads nice. See that? I don't know what's going on with those chickens, I tell you. Okay, so everything's covered in glue. I'd like to know why that dog's barking for. Something going on? It seems like every time I start to do something like this, dog starts to bark. So I'm turning on my unit here. So it's charged now. I'll give it a few seconds. And yes, if you touch this electrical component here, ooh, and it'll wake you up a little bit. So I've sifted everything, and this is what I ended up with. It's very light. And I kept the coarse product. Drop it in small amounts. You don't need too much. Now, I'm going to show you something I learned off YouTube. Somebody a lot more experienced than myself did this. I used to take this end and touch the glue. You don't have to do that. Just get close. All right, grab a little more. I hope you have a vacuum cleaner. I don't know if you can see that sticking or not. Can you see that? Okay. Now the beautiful thing about this, and I'll be honest with you, look at that, it's pulling it. Even from here, look at that, it's pulling it. Look at that, it's lifting it up. I wish you could see that. And look how far away I am. I'm not even touching the surface of the mountain. It's just close enough. Look at it, it's just pitching it off. It's just kicking it off the diorama. That is cool. I just love that. I don't know, maybe I'm a little crazy. Anyway, that's what we're doing here. Now, fantastic. Now what I'm going to do, obviously, is I'm going to let this set up a little. I don't know how long. Look at that. Doesn't that look, that works beautifully, this. I know it's primitive looking, but boy, does it work great. So I'm not going to let that sit there for a few minutes. I'm going to vacuum this up, and I'm going to throw a couple of spots of glue on here, and come in with a little bit of orange, maybe. A little bit of orange. The lighting's, I'm under the light. That's why you can see the colors better today. So this is my orange. Really nice stuff. Okay, see that? Okay, look at that. A third of a bucket. Cost me nothing. Now here's the brown. I finally got the brown to dry. That's brown enough. Tiny bit of brown. I feel like I'm baking a cake. Maybe a touch of orange. I don't want too much. Okay. Nice. And I'm going to throw in a little bit of this, well, give me a second here. Look at the price on this. That says $14.99. I bought this 9 years ago. I think the same product today is around the $25, $30 mark. So everything's gone up in price over the years. So I got my vacuum here. Cool. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try this clear stuff again. I'm going to put some here. Okay, throw some in the corner there. What is this? They call this coarse turf, dark green. I wanted to get some more, and I looked at the price of it, and that's what encouraged me to make this turf, homemade turf. This glue is kind of interesting. It's soaking into the diorama. I'm going to try something here. Oh, it's soaking in. It's soaking in. That's nice. Okay. That's cool. I've got a little prepared This is water and soap. I turned to using this because my other method was just dumping way too much. Water and soap on the project, you know, a little on the excessive side. Okay. Once again, clear. This corner here is going to be a little bit of an experiment today. Because here you see it's running down. You can see it running down here. So I don't know how this is going to dry. Maybe I should have done a test piece with it. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty scary there. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit here. Oops, I closed it. It is really runny, so that's pretty cool. And I'm going to put a little bit of brown in here. Like that. All I'm trying to do is tie in the other color a little bit. Yeah, that's really silky. Look at that. That's that clear stuff. You use it sparingly, guys. Use it sparingly. I'm going to try a little bit of the regular, this is the white glue. What do they call that? PVV or that? I don't know the name of it. Okay, I'll leave that sit there for a second. And what am I going to put here? Chuck in a little bit of this, just a bit of that. That's a yellow. That yellow's kind of nice. I don't know. I'm just experimenting here with the colors, guys. And I'm gonna put a little bit of this. What am I gonna do here? Let's see. Oh, nice. Look at that. Okay. I want to sprinkle some of that yellow in here. Okay, just small shot of yellow in there. I feel like I'm making a pizza here. Okay. Great. Okay, this here's. Oh. Yeah. Awesome. Clear. Washable. Lavable. Lavable. All right, so now that I have that going, I got another little dispenser here somewhere. Oh, where did I put it? Where did I put it? That's a good one. I don't know why. I get myself set up here, and then there seems to be always something I have to go look for. And that drives me crazy. Okay, I have a syringe here, which I'm going to use my coating glue on, so I can cover everything up here that I have applied to this mountain area. Oh, nice. Wow, let's have some fun with this. Before I put the glue on, I'm going to charge my turbo static machine here, and I'm going to move the stuff around a little bit. I know you can't see this, but I've just made all that. You see me put that on by hand. Now my machine here is actually standing it up on end. Look at that. Oh, it's alive. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm having fun with it. What can I tell you? Okay, so remember, don't touch these two together. If you can help it, keep all the bare areas either covered or keep your hands away from it, because you will get a shock. A mild shock. I don't think it could kill you unless you have a heart condition, so be careful. Okay, be careful anyway. So that's nice now. Syringe and my magic glue here. Yes, my magic glue. Yeah. Where's my water? Right over here. I'm going to break this down just a little bit more. There it goes. I keep a couple of 1 liter bottles with clear water down here in the basement, so I don't actually have to run upstairs because I have no tap down here in the basement. Now, if you're getting the idea that being locked up in the basement is a great idea just to do modeling, well, you gotta kind of be like me. You just gotta like it. Simple as that. I like modeling. It keeps my little brain busy. Okay, so you flip that upside down. You have your towel handy in case it spews out, which of course is in the other section of my and my little glue machine thing is here. I'm going to dampen this is a lot cleaner than my last method, and I'm obviously only wetting what I really need. Okay, so I got a very light coat of water and glue. It's totally covered here. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply this glue I made up. It's soaking in there just nice. Look at that. Run down here. Okay. It's going a long way. What I'm also hoping here is that this won't take 6 months to dry either, because those other spots were really very wet last night when I laid them out. Not bad. I really don't have all that much glue running off the Oop, here. I really don't have that much glue running off per se, which means for the most of it, it looks like it's working. You don't need an excess amount of product to accomplish what it is you're looking to do here. I like that. That yellow is nice. You know, I just got to get used to pinching out a lot less. You know what I mean? Like spread it around a little bit. So there you have it. Now the only thing I'm missing here in the corner right now is static grass to blend this in a bit over here. And maybe I'll put some bright green in there. But I'm going to wait 2 minutes here to let this set up a little, and then I'm going to take the paper off to let you see what the results look like. Just hang in there. Here we go. There we go. Now, obvious, I don't like letting tape sit too long. I don't, I used to paint cars, and if you leave the paint, the tape sit there too long, depending on the product that you're using, it can cause you a lot of grief. Okay, so there, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna show you. Oh, shoosh! I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, hang on here now. Hang on, I don't want that affected by what I'm about to do. Probably not the best way to apply flock, but I'm doing it. There we go. Oh yeah, perfect. I thought I was going to lose that one. Let's try a little bit more over here. Like right there. I'm just going to blow it on very gently. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I'll come in with the sucker here. I call this my recycling machine. All right, so I cleaned it up here now. This will dry, hopefully, right? Hopefully it'll dry. I got that love and feeling. It needed a little bit more there. So whatever you guys decide to do, guys, ladies, everyone, you know, you got to experiment just a little bit. This is the first time I've done brick. Yes, that's right. I seen it done on the YouTube channel. It's not rocket science, but it takes a bit of practice. It takes a tiny bit of practice to use the methods they use when they made their brick when I saw it. Obviously, the individual that was doing the brick thing has been doing it for a very long time, because to me the results here are the coloring. So I painted this a tan color, thinking that the brick looked good tan, right? And then I looked at it and I thought, you know what happens if I put a little bit more color? So I went with a gray, very light gray. And then I thought, you know, there's the edge of the grass line stops here, and maybe some of the dirt would have fell down with time and cling onto the walls. I'd put a little bit of brown in to mix that up there. I'll take the camera down in a second and I'll give you a close-up shot of the front of this entrance. This is probably the nicest job I've done on a layout. The rock formation, I think, came out great. Static grass is static grass. It's all standing. That's 6 mil grass here. Like you can, it feels like porcupine. It's nice. Then a flock, homemade flock I use to fill in the large, vast areas. And thank God that only cost me pennies to do. And it works. I mean, the only things I don't like on this right now are the trees. The trees look very fake. They might be N-gauge scale trees. I don't know what scale they are, but they're cheapies. They look like trees, but they don't look realish, right? But I'm going to work on that. But the reason why I got them when I did my original layout 7 years ago. And when I took it apart, I took it apart. So a lot of the people I still have, I saved them. Obviously, the trees I saved, and anything that wasn't a solid diagram I saved, and then the rest of it went pooch, right? And yes, I knocked my stone over here. This is the 3rd time I've done this. Okay, this is going to be a rather shorter video. I'm going to turn around and move the iPad to the front of the tunnel here so you can see a frontal view of what I've done, and then I think that's going to be pretty cool. Okay, so give me a second, and I apologize for the rock and rolling. One day maybe I'll get a video cam on a tripod and whoop. I'm going to give you a small tour of my layout here. Forgive me if it goes wrong. So this is my rock formation. That's going to be my water coming off the mountain and into this lake. I'll have static grass bits along here. These are my nice little rock formation here. And oh, this is my tunnel entrance right here. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, for an amateur, I think it came out okay. I mean, at least it looks like there's a tunnel and brick there somewhere. Now, you could take a drywall compound, and you can fill up all the cracks with drywall compound and wipe the structure off, and it looks like you'll have cement in between the bricks. I didn't do that. I may attempt it before the day is on, but it's pretty cool. That's a little bit of an overview here of my layout. You can see I have tables in the background. That's the south end of the house, and all this over here is partially, I got a waterway here with a bridge, you can see that. And I got track going all the way along and up this wall over here, and there's a 6-foot gap in here. I have to build a table, a module to fit in there into that corner to attach everything. But we're going to take our time it'll be a while before we get there. I still got to lay track to make all that attached. So while I don't have track, I'm going to do some of this modeling stuff. There's lots to do here, and I'm having fun with it. So this is Dan with Dano's Trains. Thanks you for joining in today, and hopefully you got something out of this. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Please like and or subscribe. Thank you.